Hi, welcome back to Demon Souls. Hello, Mats. Hello, Oak. Hello, Anthony. We have the entirety of Darkstalker Koth here. Welcome. um, I would show the Koth with a gun emote that I have on my Discord, but unfortunately, I don't actually have it downloaded on my desktop. Hello, Estelle. Welcome. So I started I started a new character for this because I wanted to go through 1-1 using this build. And I obviously have to get a couple things for this build from this level. Um, so let's see. I know I need the brass telescope, or need. I want to get the brass telescope for the fragrant ring because that's the easiest and quickest way to get it. Because you can trade it with bird. I don't remember the name of the bird in this game. Otherwise, mostly just using. Or yeah, I need to go through here to get the ragged set. The three-cornered hat we won't be getting for a while until after 3-3 because I need pure white world tendency and then go back to 3-2. That's a whole thing. Being Neptune. I assume that's intended to be a reference to SpongeBob. It is very rare for me to actually like try to sprint through 1-1 because with Demon Souls it's generally better practice to like actually try as you're going through the level instead of just running past everything. But I don't know. I don't want this to be like a challenge run, but I do like the idea of trying to go through here while exclusively using the build, right? 20-page short essay. You know, I don't blame you. Okay, so I believe we get the brass telescope by saving a Strava here. Which should be pretty easy. Actually, could I destroy the barrel and just kill them that way? I don't know. I suck at free aiming magic in this game. It's very strange. The stream is destroyed. White girl privilege? I
almost
chronically unemployed. I mean, that would be me if I wasn't being very heavily supported by very cool people. I don't know. Does this technically count as employment? It's so weird running past enemies in this game. This doesn't feel right. What the? Let me through. I feel like I'm gonna die at any second because all the enemies coming back. So normally she does only use Firestorm and Flame Toss. I am going to allow any of the spells that she trades for, but that doesn't really open up much because I can't use Cursed Weapon because I'm not going to be using a melee weapon because she doesn't use a melee weapon, right? So like her best spell is just not available to me. There's also, I don't know, what else would be actually allowable? Ignite, I guess I will be using, but I don't know how actually useful that is, you know? So. Well, yeah, I know, like, legally it counts as employment. I want the dragon to kill these guys to make running past here a little easier. I'm pretty sure I could just sprint and make it just fine, but this is safer. I hope I'm gonna have enough FP to actually fight Phalanx. I don't know, I guess I could also pick up some fire bombs just in case. The concepts in linear algebra? I mean, what exactly? What concepts specifically? I assume the stream is okay for everyone else. It's not on my end. Okay. Going through 1-1 is so strange. I'm not used to this at all. Like, it's not a particularly long level. I just don't like going through the whole thing. Oh, I need to be careful about my world tendency in World 3, so it might not be a bad idea to get the cling ring. Almost called it the clutch ring. Wrong game. Matrices and Gaussian elimination. I mean, the only matrices I use in terms of like 3D modeling are very, very simple. And I am terrible at them anyway. Pardon me? Yeah, I feel like that applies to a lot of math. Oh, I need to go down the other tower for the armor set anyway. I completely forgot about that. Okay. A little puzzle. I mean, again, that's kind of all math, isn't it? The hoplites, I mean, they're, yeah, I kind of wish they had actually done something with that. Like in Night Rain, one of the bosses, I don't remember which boss, but one of the bosses is preceded by the silver tier hoplites. And it would have been so cool if they used that to foreshadow that you're going to be fighting Phalanx or something. Excuse me, can you go faster, please? How did that one die? I don't remember killing that one. Oh. Oh. This is why I don't run past things in this game. Ow. Might be a better idea to go back to the Archstone, actually. Just so I can reset their position and make running past a little bit easier. Pardon me. There we go. Never mind. Fine. I wish there were, like, more reused bosses in Night Rain. Fighting Demon Souls bosses and just, like, the entire roster of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 bosses would be really cool. Do the enhanced bosses have unique night bosses? Or well, a unique selection, at least? Or is it exclusively just the ones that are for the normal version of that Night Lord? Anthony, what I'm reading from that is that you happen to enjoy linear algebra. When I was a kid, especially. Less so now, because I have forgotten everything. But when I was a kid, I used to love just, like, math in general. I need to be careful going down here, because these guys will obliterate me. All math felt like that, right? Felt like fun puzzles. More as a game than as chore to do, right? I feel like the context that you're doing the math in is pretty important, though, in terms of how it feels to do as well. I don't know, actually, I haven't seen that many people complain about asset flipping with Night Rain specifically. Like, people complained about asset flipping with Elden Ring, because a lot of the animations are taken literally straight out of Dark Souls 3. But, I don't know, with Night Rain, I really haven't seen that, because it's not supposed to be a brand new game, right? Hello, Kaya? Kaya? Kaya, I assume? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Anthony's not usually in here talking about linear algebra. This is a unique occurrence, I'm pretty sure. Aya is correct? Excuse me. True, I am never wrong. Alright, I'm gonna use fire bombs because Phalanx with just flame toss is not fun from experience. And again, this isn't exactly supposed to be a challenge run per se. Okay, is that enough? The lock on. It's not even that, like, it doesn't lock on the things that I want it to. It's that there are so many things to lock onto. Oops. So it's hard to do specific ones. I might not have enough MP for this. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to pull out the starting weapon, whatever it is. I don't even remember for this class. I don't even know if I'm able to damage the actual boss right now. No. I'm almost definitely not going to have enough MP then. Can I target the actual boss, please? Okay, there we go. I might have enough. Assuming that doesn't happen too much. Maybe not. Nope. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, short sword. Wait, magician has short sword? That's so weird. No, I'm thinking broadsword. God, I want to do, or rather, I am working on a script that is like comparing and ranking now, all the starting classes, and a lot of them are really weird in this game. In terms of like how the soldier is just a worse knight or worse temple knight, right? Or the priest is literally just a worse temple knight. Like there's no reason to choose the priest over the temple knight outside of maybe getting the mace before going to the Valley of Defilement, which isn't even a good weapon. Oh, goodbye, Anthony. Thank you for dropping in and talking about linear algebra. Magician, personally, I think Magician is better than Royalty. However, I think Royalty is more beginner friendly because you start with a fragrance ring, right? Which you can get relatively early. Like I'm going to go to 4-1 now so I can get the fragrant ring. But if you don't know that you can trade the brass telescope for it or whatever, very hard boss. Does Baldwin sell fresh bite? Yeah, the best part about throwing the fire bombs is watching all the health bars just to drop. I don't think he does. Oh, never mind. How many can I buy? Okay.
Do come.
Do I have souls? I do have souls. I went through the journey to the Nexus yesterday. Before or like to set up for this stream. So I could get a few extra soul items and stuff. I should just do this. I need to redo my top bars anyway. Oh. Gwendolyn uses Soul Spear and Homing Soul Mass. Yeah, I guess that's a good approximation of it. I haven't actually thought about exactly what I'm going to be using for the stream tomorrow. But that isn't a bad idea. Okay, 4-1. I also want to get the Colorless Demon Soul because I want to pick up the Chris. And the buff that you get... Alright, I need to go talk to the Monumental. The buff that you get from the Chris is dependent on its level, so I'm just going to grab the Colorless Demon Soul from trading the Talisman of God. And then... I'm going to dupe that so I can get it to +5. Yeah, he uses the Crescent Moon Bow or whatever it's called. But it's kind of terrible. For the run, I don't know whether I should just like hack in, 999 moonlight arrows, or if I should specifically, or if I should like do it without doing that and use whatever arrow type I want, because that arrow type isn't particularly good, I don't know. I'll figure it out. For the Solaire stream, for the Solaire cosplay, I actually hacked in all the stuff at the very beginning, but I think putting together the Gwendolyn build could be fun. I don't know, but I feel like killing Gwendolyn during the Gwendolyn run is mean. The bow with the arrows, or a Soul Spear and Homing Soul Mass? I just know that the moonlight arrows are relatively underwhelming, at least from what I've heard people say. Okay. Oh, I need to beat Dragon God.
What is that?
Okay, oh, I also need to grab the set. Leveling magic probably isn't super useful right now. I think I'd rather have vitality at like 15. How many soul slots do I have? 2, and I'm gonna have to wear the ring, which will bring that up to 3. But I don't know what levels the slots are at. I'm only gonna be using like 3 spells anyway, so I don't think that's necessary to level up at all. Yeah, but like, I don't know. When I do Dark Souls runs, I like putting together the build, but it does also feel bad to kill Gwendolyn while doing a run that specifically highlights him, you know, and like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't even, and for this run, right? It's less of using exactly what Yuria has to make it a challenge run, and more so using or making it look like I'm playing as Yuria. Also, for Yuria won the stream by far. I was expecting Ostrava had to have at least a few more votes, but then I realized that Yuria literally has Yuri in her name. I just like did not consider that. Yeah, that's the point, of course. I feel like it would be wrong of me to be doing this run if I wasn't. Hello, Lilith. Welcome. Okay, yeah, World 4. I want to get the Fragrant Ring first, and then we'll go through... I guess... I kind of want to do 2, and then save Yuria. Just so I can have more attacks, but I don't know, actually. Ignite will probably be pretty useful if it's anything like Combustion, so... Well, thank you for being here while you could, Krista. I hope you enjoy the time you are here. Can you not, please? I should be using the shield. What am I doing? Still haven't killed the Sanctuary Guardian as Dusk. I don't know. I don't like cosplay runs being... Personally, I think cosplay runs are more fun as, like, non-challenge runs, but... Pardon me? Okay. Oh! Oops. There we go. A little bit harder than using your bare fist, but a lot faster, so... Is there anything that increases spellcast speed in this game, or is that just like a set thing? I'm not actually sure how that works in this game. I need a spice. Oh. Oh, getting to Snuggly. Snuggly? Sparkly. Getting to Sparkly is going to be difficult. Can you stop? My god. I'm going to run out of spice again at this rate. You should get strawberry if you want them. Ow. There we go. The Talisman of God is right over here. Probably the easiest colorless demon soul to get. Ow. Unless you're like already going into pure black tendency for something other than the colorless demon soul. Okay. Yeah, this way. Ugh. I have to get through the skeletons down in the well. This might be a little bit difficult with such slow attacks, but I'm sure it'll be fine. You have to attack this? Ah. Out. Oh god. Might not be a bad idea to pop an Old Spice here. And now I smell like a teenage boy. Stop it. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wasted the Old Spice, but that's fine. I didn't want to smell like that anyway. Should put on the cling ring. Might be a good idea to put on the Thief's Ring as well, but... How much damage does... Shockingly, more than I thought. Hello, Carl Young. Welcome. I wish I liked strawberries. There are so many people who like strawberries and talk about how good they are, but... My autism does not like them. No. Okay. I need to watch my MP as I'm going to fights this time, I think. That would make this easier. Especially against multiple skeletons. I know the ones further up are easier to run past, but those two are basically impossible to run past. Ones I died to, so... Oh my goodness. Where are you going? I hate these things. Stop it. Drobless? No. Truly tragic. That's unfortunate. Okay. Don't want to waste too many resources. Oh, good. I hit this one? I did. Cool. That was fortunate. Ah! These rolls. Yeah, it's almost like they were made by the same developer back to back. That's crazy. Like, within, what, 2 years of each other? Which is crazy turnaround time for a game like Dark Souls. Yeah, being in the mood to do something productive while also specifically wanting to do something not productive is tragic. Okay, let's see if I can do this successfully this time. Wonder if I could... Nope. Okay, the Thief Ring. Wait! Oh, that's so much better! Yes, thank you! This is good. Okay, this will be easy. That's good to know that I can just do that. There we go. Oop! Owie. Can Flame Toss reach the Storm King? I don't actually have to use Storm Ruler in this run. I think it's... Oh my goodness. The random rolls in this game, they always mess me up. I'm gonna die to the Maneaters because of that again. Is it up here? I think so. These are the ones that I've run past before, but I don't know if it's a good idea to, if I don't have to. Ugh. I wasn't expecting to get by that. There we go. 3 legs. How do you have 3 legs? Or measuring tape? What? Because you flick it like a measuring tape? I don't know. I don't think I get that joke. Broken your PS5 controller. Oh my god, I should not be reading that while in the middle of this. Pardon me? I'm gonna go ahead and... I don't know how far this guy will come up, but I hope he doesn't come up too far. Okay. Your PS5 controller, both your Xbox controllers, and nearly broken a PS4 controller. That seems not good. Okay, drop that. Do you just pick it up again? Okay, no, you do have to leave. Like Dark Souls 1. Okay, but Demon Souls lets you load the profile directly, which is really nice, which makes this faster. Unsubbed. What for? Is it because I'm gay? Okay, oops, not that one. Good. Mashing through dialogue. I know what I'm doing. Probably. Being able to load the character directly from the menu is so weird. I'm sure there's a reason they removed that in Dark Souls 1, but it's like weirdly convenient. Why? Our PCS3 is not happy today. What the hell? Okay. Do I have a shard of archstone? Oh, right, because I didn't pick up the ones in 1-1. Yeah, the ground does that sometimes. It's probably fine. Probably. Uh, I'm sure I can make it over this. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh wait, I can just go down, can I? And this way. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. I updated our PCS3. That's probably the issue. My frame rate was being really terrible yesterday as well during character creation for whatever reason. Um, so probably just the RPCS3 update breaking something that I was using or whatever. Dagoth hates lizards. What is going on? Is there a way I can like refresh the texture buffer with a hotkey in RPCS3 like I can with like Xenia or whatever? I don't know how this works. Dagoth wave. I had a friend who listened to that all the time. Okay, so now we go through World 2. Oh, World 2 is gonna suck. Okay, so when I was talking about this run on my Discord, somebody said that Soul Arrow would be fair game for specifically World 2. And just because I don't want to fight Flame Lurker with with Flame Toss, I'm gonna agree. Oh wait, I need to talk to him to attune spells, don't I? I do not need Water Veil.
Be careful. No.
Nope. Human Souls is pretty awesome. I think it has the best vibe of any game FromSoft has ever made, and one of my favorite, like, just atmospheres of any game ever in general. Okay. Soul Arrow is going to make this much easier. Whoa. Hello, Nevin. Oh my god. Stop it. Jesus. Hello, Nevin. Welcome. Let me read you my grass. Why Soul Arrow specifically? I think that's the first time I've actually gotten hit by like those rocks directly during a stream. I've gotten hit by the shockwave because it lasts 5 minutes longer than it should. But oh, Soul Arrow is so much faster than Flame Toss. Wow. And uses so much less FP too. Excuse me. Gonna put the Fragrant Ring on. For... Whoa. Hi. I forgot there was a third dog. Pardon me. I don't know. I feel like intensely limited runs are less fun in Dark Souls. Ow. Pardon me. Ah, jeez, my throat. I need to be drinking more water, I think. I also need to be more careful to not get killed by these guys. Or those guys. Jeez. Okay. After I kill this guy, I'm gonna drink a bunch of water. I don't need any of that. I do need more grass. I guess I can buy grass from the filthy man. Might not be a bad idea to dupe grass. Ow! Pardon me, please. Thank you. Okay. I don't know. I don't like the idea of duping grass, but it's also like... Otherwise I will be like grinding for it, right? So... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have qualms with that. Let's see if I can do this correctly. I didn't go the right angle. Wait, what? Am I just... Did I fall directly into the tunnel and... I didn't know you could land here. What? Is this just before the armored spider? Wait, where is this? I actually don't know where this is. Is this 2-1 still or 2-2? For someone who's played this game more than I have. Bonk. Why can't I remember where this is? I probably should have gotten that grass. I'm pretty sure this is just before the armored spider, right? Hello, Vukashan. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I hope you have a nice day. I'm so confused. Where am I? Am I losing it? Would it be better to just like... Am I in 2-2? I am in 2-2. Okay, so this is Tunnel City. Oh, I know where I'm at. Yeah. I skipped to, I think it's right after the armored spider, and then you take a left and go down that cave. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm at. So in theory, if I go back through this tunnel here, I'll be taken to the very beginning of 2-2. And hopefully I can go through the fog wall and fight the armored spider. If not, I don't know, I guess it's not really a big deal. Okay, yeah, I can fight the armored spider. I just want the souls and the archstone. I don't have to be careful about the explosion attack like I normally do here. God, this would not have been a fun armor spider fight. You poached a tissue box? That's not the wording I would expect you to use there. Very normal armored spider fight. You know, the worst part is that the wooden catalyst does a lot more damage than the silver one, so if I started as royalty, this would have been even worse. You can with glitches, yeah. I used a glitch to skip down into 2-2. It didn't work exactly as I was expecting it to, but I mean, we're here, so. Yeah, very intended. Very. Okay. I'm gonna put the Nexial binding here. Do a little bit of duping. Nope. There we go. And then deposit full moon grass. Oh, I didn't go fast enough. I forgot. Oh, well, that's a lot of souls lost. I guess that's not a big deal. Oops, I did that wrong. Go. Talk to me, Thomas, please. Deposit. Oh, did it eat my grass? No, it didn't. Did that dupe it into my inventory instead of into... No, it didn't. Baka me tie jump scare? Define? Elaborate? Come on. This isn't hard. I'm just not remembering the inputs. No, god damn it. I swear I'm good at the video game. Why can't I do this? Okay. Oh! This isn't hard. Okay. For some reason, it's not opening the menu. Okay, here we go. Now I talk to Thomas, deposit, and quit out of the menu as quickly as possible.
I would be.
Deposit. Full moon grass. -1. Okay. So quantity storage happened? I'm so confused. Did it get patched? It was an RPCS 3 update, not a game update. Unfortunately, I don't think this game is going to be getting patched anytime soon. Not by FromSoft, anyway. Here we go. Come on.
Hello again.
Deposit. Full moon grass.
Here.
And then
Hello again.
take. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm actually going to deposit all this stuff too. Just to clear up inventory weight. Yeah. Okay. Then I need to do that again with a colorless demon pool. This isn't hard. Why can't I do it? There we go. The delay on the button presses is confusing me. I've been playing too much Dark Souls 2. Deposit. Okay, there we go. And now I don't need to worry about colorless demon souls either. Okay. Now we have grass. It might not be a bad idea to do that with fresh spice, but I don't know. I think with the fragrant ring, that doesn't really matter. Okay. Armor spider archstone. They'll get patched after the fallout. What is going on? I'm gonna look at... I don't think the RPCS 3... I think I know the issue then. I think it's because I launched Demon Souls through the shortcut on the desktop that you can make in RPCS 3. I think if I actually open RPCS 3 and then open Demon Souls from there, it shouldn't have that issue. And if it still does, I'll look through the renderer settings or whatever. Walls are merely a suggestion, yeah. Evidently. I'm not sure how many like actual skips like that there are in Demon Souls where you can just go through walls to skip huge chunks of levels. Happy Pride, yeah. From Hawaii too, that's cool. It's always cool to see like how varied the places that people are from who watch my videos are. Weirdly, Brazil is a weirdly common one. With how YouTube recommendations work, it generally tends to recommend things around your geographical area first. But which I mean, most of my viewers are American, but specifically like continental US American, I guess. You mean? I don't know. It's cool to see that there are so many people from so many backgrounds who are interested in the same stuff, you know? It might be time zone. I'm pretty sure though, I don't know. From what I've heard, it's more like geographical area, but that was also probably on like a game theory video. Long time ago. I'm pretty sure it was a game theory video talking about PewDiePie, but I do not remember. It's been way too long to remember. Eat the rocks in those crates. That might hurt your teeth, but I don't know. If you're careful, I guess there's no harm in trying. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Can magic break the rock walls in the Dragon God fight? I don't know what that would be. I guess that would be full moongrass, and it's more than one of them. Youch! You eat rocks all the time? Okay. As long as you're experienced and know what you're doing. Immense skill issue on my part. Why is the witch the gayest character? I mean, she's a witch. She has Yuri in her name. I don't know. Ask the people who voted. I personally would have voted for Estrava because he's like textbook trans mask. Magic breaks it very slowly. Okay. But I don't know. I like Yuria. I think she is also a fairly queer-coded character, if not intentionally. So Yuri winning makes sense to me. Yuria winning makes sense to me. Oh my goodness. Did I find the win button? Do I just spam and win now? Okay, no, but almost. Come on. Some spice. Ow! I forget how much his slaps hurt. The fight of all time, indeed. He's a lot harder if you're not using ranged magic. From experience. God, this fight with only Flame Toss would have been awful. How much damage does Flame Toss do? He's immune. Okay, it is a good thing. I didn't try to do this fight with only Flame Toss. No, pardon me. I think sticky white stuff on the short sword would have been fairly decent, but I don't know. I feel like keeping with magic is probably more on theme. There we go. Yuri on ice is in fact Yaoi on ice. It's very unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, Flame Lurker is weak to magic, which is why sticky white stuff on a short sword would be really, really good. Better on a dagger, obviously, but... Do I need the Red Hot Demon Soul? I don't think I do, right? Normally you'd give it to Ed for stuff, but I don't need stuff from Ed. Okay. I'm gonna get magic to 30, because that's the soft cap for the wooden catalyst, and I don't plan on using the insanity catalyst. And then from there, I guess it's just vitality and endurance, right? You, what are you, Okay, the Dragon God Soul... Oh wait, the Red Hot Demon Soul might have given Ignite. What gives Ignite? If anyone knows off the top of their head. I don't know. I guess it's not a huge deal if I can't use Ignite. Is this a sticky white stuff joke? Can you damage the Dragon God with magic without using the pillars? Or I mean the ballista? Okay, it does break it very slowly. You know, maybe I should have kept the sword in my inventory. Uh-oh. Might get punched. The Dragon God is just a bed of chaos in disguise. I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Yeah, wow, that's worse? Okay, suddenly I don't have any qualms with dying. Whoa, wait. It broke it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say new strat unlocked, but never mind. Aioli is really good, yeah. I had the other night, I was, or well, when was that? That was, I think it was last Sunday night. I went to a restaurant with Ria, and I had, it was a BLT, a crab cake BLT. So it was a BLT with a crab cake on it, and it had a chipotle aioli, and it was really, really good. but because I had eaten too much that day, and also had that, um, I I have a gallstone, which I didn't know at the time. And if I did, I would have been a lot more careful about what I was eating. But that night was not happy for me. That was very, very painful. Um, Probably gonna have to get my gallbladder removed soon. I have a consultation with a surgeon on uh Monday? No, I don't know. On the 1st, which is exciting. Yeah, it broke the pillar and then it broke me. Hello, Visions of Mortality. Welcome. A wrong bladder. That was very, very painful. It was even more painful uh, yesterday or day before yesterday. I think it was day before yesterday. Um, I don't remember what I ate. Oh yeah, I had a Frosty, which, you know, ice cream has a lot of fat, and that was some of the worst pain I've ever been in. I've had period cramps that were worse. Uh-oh, I think this one shot me. Never mind. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you. Ah! I didn't know it could attack there. Yeah, don't get a gallstone. Don't eat too much cholesterol. Moral of the story. Be careful with your diet, because if not, you will pay the consequences. All right, let's see. Let's see me be careful this time, hopefully. I don't know, I can still, like, eat corn dogs. I just gotta be careful about it. Not eat too much. All to remove her bladder. Indeed. Ceaseless discharges older brother. What? Why did it punch? That's rude. Anyway, Ceaseless discharges older brother, I feel like, would be the Old Iron King. Well, would that be younger brother? I guess that'd be younger brother. Okay, this is his older brother, and that's his younger brother. Do I have music turned off? Oh. Why did that one-shot me? I'm so confused. I've never had this much issue with the Dragon God. That kind of fight, I feel like, would be fun in Night Rain, to be honest. I don't know, people hate on these fights. Dragon God, Bed of Chaos. Well, no, people don't hate on Dragon God. People hate on Bed of Chaos, and I've never really understood why. And especially in a context that more encourages platforming. Like in Night Rain, I think that would be actually a really fun fight. You don't see nothing. Oh my god. Why? Why are you attacking there? I don't understand. Okay. Maybe I should be using magic at this point. Jesus. No, 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 no. It's fine. I don't know. I like Bed of Chaos as is. The fact that you can tank the hits and go closer to it, or, you know, do the pretty risky jump to go by faster and not have to tank any hits. Wow. I think it's a really fun, like, dynamic fight in terms of the differences in what builds you can use, even if there's only a couple options for that, you know? That's what I'm wondering, because, like, I have magic. I can hit it with ranged attacks, right? But I don't know if that would actually work. Oh, I might get punched. Oh. Okay. Everything's fine. I think it looks up in a second. I think it looks up in a second. Hello, Loot Crate. Welcome. It doesn't work. That's unfortunate. I think it's gonna look up in a second. Does it not look up? At what point do I run then? I guess now? Ugh. Forsaken Fortress music. Now I just run and pray. Cool. Yes, I mean, the Bed of Chaos is like an extremely consistent fight if you know what you're doing, right? You just have to treat it like a puzzle because it's not like a combat thing. And I think that's why people don't hate the Dragon God as much as the Bed of Chaos, because this game thrives with puzzle bosses. Um, and I think Dark Souls 1 does as well, but there are just fewer of them, right? So people don't think of it as like a puzzle game. And that's why Bed of Chaos is widely hated, you know? Yeah, if when you fought the Bed of Chaos, you just got transported into Shadow of the Colossus for a little bit. Okay. Now we gotta go save Yuria in 1-3. Does it make sense to keep using Soul Arrow while I actually get Yuria? I don't know. Going through a 1-3 early is going to be difficult, but I don't know. I should be fine. I should level up. I should level up my health. That'll make this easier. I'm pretty sure the Tower Knight takes a good chunk of damage from Soul Arrow, but I don't know if it's like resistant to fire or not. If Pokemon has taught me anything, it won't be. There you go. Does she have the same, oops, like outfit in Dark Souls 3? Because I know is it the Revenants? The Recluses. I think it's the Recluses outfit in Night Rain has this armor set, right? But is it the same armor set in Dark Souls 3? The Ragged set or whatever? Pretty much the same outfit and the same actor. Dark Souls 3 is slightly less homophobic than I thought, but still homophobic because brain? Hold on, it's in there somewhere. What's Henri? Henri can't be gay, so you know, still homophobic. Killed your horse, 0 out of 10. Shadow of the Colossus is so good. I've been wanting to play Eco for a long time just because of how much I love Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, I think puzzle bosses would have worked really well in Night Rain. Like, obviously they still have the opportunity to with the DLC and everything. But does Mind increase FP? Not Mind, Intelligence. I think it does. Oh, this outfit feels different. Ah. Pardon me. Ow. Jesus, dogs in this game. I might have to use Soul Arrow just for the speed. And even then, it's not enough. Help. I'll be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I really liked... Well, I didn't play The Last Guardian, but I watched a couple of different people play it, and I really, really liked what that game did. And I feel like I would also really like Eco, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it, because I'd have to emulate it on PS2 and PS2 emulation. I mean, I'm playing a PS3 game, but PS2 emulation is less consistent in my experience. Ivory King Sentinel and Moista giving the ring the evil eye buff. Female characters. Based? That is my opinion on that. Yeah, intelligence increases your MP. I figured. Probably a good idea to level that up at least a little bit then. I think the best part about Demon Souls over the other Souls games is that you can spam L1 really quickly. Like it's slower in Dark Souls 1 even. Pardon me. Oh god. I'm sure it has something to do with like the queens and the shards of Manus and everything, right? I played the PS4 version of the remaster on PS5, and it was a wonderful experience. I also played the original PS2 version like on hardware too, and I loved both. Okay, he's not resistant to fire. Or if he is, it's not big enough to matter. Over the higher AR of Flame Toss, the Soul Arrow. Ow. Yeah, the queens in Dark Souls 2. Nashandra, Alana, Nadalia, and Alsana are shards of Manus. Stop shooting me! I don't want to go up there and kill them because it takes forever. For some reason, I barely ever get hit when I'm using melee. I guess because the Tower Knight blocks them? I'm not sure. I'm sure that has something to do with how it affects, like, or how the armor affects female characters as opposed to male characters. Is that the only gender difference in Dark Souls 2 in terms of, like, armor? Again, this one. Wait, I need to figure out what soul will give me Ignite. Soul. Hard demon. Oh, I used that. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I should have looked that up beforehand. Oh well. For 15 minutes in the past 36 hours and you still can't sleep. That seems unhealthy. I would recommend trying to, like, take something to help you sleep, some kind of sleeping medicine. Or maybe more differences. Good luck with your class. Have a good day, and thank you for coming while you could. I figured that out yesterday because people were talking about it in the Discord. Link in the description, by the way, if you feel inclined to join. Oh, thank you. Spell from Tower Knight is required on New Game Plus Plus? Oh, 70, right. I mean, I don't know. I played through New Game Plus and a little bit of New Game Plus Plus and didn't have too many issues. He's over here, right? I just need to put the hat on and then go over there. And I can rescue her. Having to get the full set in the remake is so mean. Probably one of the worst changes in the remake, just because it's purely tedious. I wonder if attacking the bad official will trigger that cutscene instead of, like, approaching. Oh, I didn't pick up the Chris, did I? I'll go do that right after this and upgrade that. Oh wait, you need the red demon, or the red hot demon soul to use colorless demon souls, don't you? Wow. I had a save editor and I would use that to get those back, but I don't know. I guess that's not a big deal. Attacking him triggers it? Okay. That's cool to know. Cool that they thought of that too. Oh yeah, ladder's the slowest thing possible in this game. Forgot about that. Pardon me. Unless it's a summon? Weird. So could a summon, like, kill it? I should equip the old spice. Only have one. But it's probably gonna be fine. Okay. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let me through. I thought there would be enough space. It looks like there's enough space. Please. Yes, good. Okay. It worked. It can't go below 1 HP. Darn. Even if the host attacks it? Or I guess if you one-shot it, then it would skip it, and that they probably didn't want that, so. Isn't there a knight here? There is. I don't know if it's worth trying to run past him. What's my damage on him? Okay, yeah, it's fine. Ah! Rude. Everything's fine. No worries. I was never scared. Okay. Almost there. We can actually reach the namesake of the run. Oh, I guess that means that the ring... Oh my god, I forgot. That she has is also kind of useless to me, huh? Since I won't be using Ignite. There are only 2 spells I'll be using. How Gay is the strongest character? I don't know. Who's the strongest character in Demon Souls? Pardon me. Go! Well, I mean, I always play the remake. I don't... Or the original, rather. I don't dislike the remake. I think it's good. But... I don't know. It's just not... It's a different vibe. And I prefer the vibe of the original by far. Ow. No! Okay, everything's fine. Are they resistant to fire? Well, does more damage. Yeah, the fragrant ring is not fast enough for me to not use spice. Yeah, I prefer playing the original, first of all, because it's easier to stream, like I've said several times. But also, I just prefer the vibe of it and everything. Well, there's a difference between being strong enough to be able to break the gender binary and, you know, wanting to. Fireball battle, yeah. And their fireball battle is, or their fireball is a lot more annoying than mine. That. Oh wait, where's the key for this? Is this? Is it? Is it in the one place? You know, the place. Is it right here at the end of 1-2? Or is it in 1... Or is it in the execution grounds, actually? I don't remember. Which is probably an issue. Huh. Where Bior is. I do not at all remember where Bior is. Ria's getting excited. Okay. I know you can rescue Bior. Okay, so it's not in 1-4. Not that much. Humans, so... Bior gain access to the Tower Knight. First one drops the iron. Oh, okay. Or the Tower Knights. A door with iron. How to do this. So, I was right as to where the key was. I just didn't remember that I needed the other key from over here. Which I think I need to go back around in this level to get back to the fat official who actually has the key. But I don't think it's too terribly far in. I think it's the one that is right after where the Red Eye Knight was, right? And with that, I can actually save Yuria. No, I only killed the fat official that drops the hat. Because I knew you needed the hat, but I forgot that you needed to kill the other one for the rings. Pardon me. Ow. The hat official. Yeah. Honestly, the fat official redesign in the remake, like, it's I feel like it perfectly demonstrates my feelings on the remake because I think it is a really good design and it communicates, you know, like gluttony and disgust and you know how horrible the fat officials are. That's just like not what the original was going for. Like, it's good. It's just not Demon Souls. Now, can you get that weapon? Because if you can, I definitely want to use that at some point. No. Oh yeah, if I rescue Bior, he'll help with the Penetrator, which will be useful. I remember it trivializing the fight, but I might be misremembering. I don't know, Penetrator isn't difficult to begin with, so having an NPC summon to take aggro seems useful. Ah, pardon me, excuse me, thank you. The Crescent Axe. So yes, you can use it, is what I'm hearing. Oh. Definitely will have to do a run with that at some point. I might put that on the next poll, actually. I don't even know what else I want to put on the next poll. I've done runs with Hiltless and Marion Blade that I want to turn into videos. Yes. And then, I don't know, I think a stream with just like a normal magic build would be really fun. Unfortunately, I can't do that on YouTube, yeah. Honestly, Jesus, my throat. Honestly, I think Demon Souls still holds up graphically. Like, this just looks good because it uses a very distinct art style, you know? Like, it's not trying to be realistic, so it doesn't fail at being realistic. It's just, like, not. And I think the art style looks really nice. And that's true of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 as well. And Dark Souls 3. Okay. Might have to use spice here. In fact, almost definitely. Could buy some more of this. And I get back to the Nexus as well. Bonk. Bloody Iron Key. And that's the one that lets us get to Yuria, right? What's down here? It's been a while since I've been down here. I don't actually know what this is. Tower Shield. Hammer Witch Run? What's the best, or rather, what's your favorite Great Hammer in this game then? That'd be fun. Yeah, FromSoft have really good art direction. Honestly, I think the way they use art direction in their later games is less interesting, but I think it's also really cool how as the fidelity of their games increases, the art style changes to take advantage of that. Like, I think Elden Ring is a gorgeous game and very much still has an art style, as much as it still focuses on realism in certain ways. Is there something that I need to do to help Bior? You gonna die? Or do I have to, like... I think he's just sleeping. He's probably fine. And now we go save Yuria. Lots of running back and forth because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's fine. Okay, so you just have to open the cage to free him. Do you have to do anything else to get him to help in the boss fight? Or will he just show up now? Last time I went back here was specifically for the Unremarkable and Odd Places video. I wanted to cover it. I wanted to cover the remake in that video a little bit, but I couldn't play the remake at all at the time. I can now, but I don't know if it's, like, even worth covering those areas again. I don't know. I do like that video. The algorithm obviously just did not pick it up for whatever reason, which is whatever. But I don't know if it would be worth, like, redoing the whole thing in the remake. You got a Night Rain match? Good luck. I'm pretty sure I talked about, like, that spot there. Unremarkable and Odd Places, but I don't remember how much about here that I covered. Tight spot. Be wary of tight spot, and then tight spot ahead. The be wary of message pains in Dark Souls 2 are some of my favorite things about FromSoft. Any FromSoft game. Ring of the Accursed. Ring of Magical Nature. That's the one that Yuria drops if you kill her. Ouch. That was lucky. I hate their walk. It looks... Jeez.
What have you do it there?
Oh, right. I forgot.
Heaven, like with a little... You go...
You think she's, like, weirded out by me cosplaying her? Or do you think that she just thinks I'm some other witch who happens to be wearing the same clothes? Who also has straight black hair and everything? Rammed? I think that's the one that Garlic Vendor used. Garl Vinland, but Garlic Vendor is funnier. Okay, now we can go through World 3. I want to be careful with my world tendency there, because you need pure white to actually get the three-cornered hat. Garlic Vendor. Ah, yes, my favorite Demon Souls boss, Garlic Vendor and his bitch. Aurora came up with that one. Make sure to shout her out every time I say that, because I think it's really funny. I also love garlic. Garlic is delicious. I'm gonna die in the Nexus. I don't have to worry about world tendency at all. I'm somewhat worried about the Maneaters, but having magic should make them easier in theory. Whoops. I go way higher than that. And now that I've saved Carla, I can get... Oh, but... the Flame Pillar attack probably isn't going to be very useful against the Maneaters. Oh well. Probably be fine. I'm debating whether or not to pick up the Ring of Magical Sharpness. I probably should. Just because Flame Toss isn't exactly the most powerful spell. And now that I don't have access to Ignite... I don't know. I could also go pick up the Chris as well. That wouldn't be too difficult to get. Flat. Flat indeed. The game froze. Hope. Did it crash? No. Really? Oh, Gonna have to force quit RPCS 3, I think. What's going on? Okay. That is unfortunate. Launching. Hopefully I didn't lose any progress there. I'm actually using CPU encoding right now, which I'm fully aware that it shouldn't be. But for some reason, my computer specifically really hates GPU encoding for Dark Souls 2 for whatever reason. So I just cannot record Dark Souls 2 unless I use CPU coding. And it works for Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, so I don't think to change it back. And I don't usually have any issues with it, but you know, when RPCS 3 is loading and using my entire CPU, the encoding gets overloaded really easily. I'm sure there's some way I could use GPU encoding with Dark Souls 2, I just don't know what it is. Okay, well, I don't think I lost any progress, but I don't know why it put me here. I guess it probably just put me to the default point, like, of the world. Hopefully it doesn't crash again going into this. Okay, it seems to be stable. Don't know what that was about. Opa beast, indeed. I believe the Chris is, like, just right up this elevator. And while I'm waiting for this elevator, I'll be right back into the restroom. Not out. Not being able to upgrade the magical crest means I'm not going to be getting as much damage as I would prefer to, but it also means that I'm not going to die by thinking of getting hit by magic. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. I am going to keep the shield equipped in case I want to, or for when I go back into like 4, World 4 or 5, but having this in my offhand will be nice. I don't know whether or not I should allow myself to like use this as a melee weapon. It would allow me to use Cursed Blade, but I also don't want to end up relying on it. You know? I don't know. It is a cool weapon. I do want to do a run with the Cursed Blade eventually. And like specifically take advantage of how it works. But for now, just having a slight damage buff will be nice. It is squiggly. Great. Very magic looking. Also, God, there are a lot of weapons in this game I want to do runs with. I think next week I'm going to be using the War Scythe. All the guys trapped behind the webs, they're dead, probably. It's fine. They'll be okay. Let's see if I can remember how to get through here What floor is the Ring of Magical Sharpness on? I actually don't remember. I want to say it's the 4th floor. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a ton of fresh spice from here too. That'll be really nice. I'm just gonna Google what floor this is on, so I'm not checking every single cell. And Soul's Ring. Down the 4th. Just wanted to make sure. The web is comfy. That's much better headcanon than what I was thinking. So them being dead might be more of a mercy than even comfort. There we go. Oh, I probably should have picked up the flame pillars or whatever it's called. Oh. Yuria will be there when I get back. I almost called her Carla. A lot of the items on the ground are probably spice as well, so I should be picking those up. You know, it's only been like 2 weeks. In fact, it's been exactly 2 weeks since I've played Demon Souls, but I'm worried I've entirely forgotten everything about this level. The entire layout. I think I go to the 4th floor, go outside and around to grab the key. Yeah. And then there's a fog wall that I can go through to get down to the 1st floor and out to the ballista thingy. Hopefully I'm remembering this correctly and don't get lost forever in the Prison of Hope again. Pardon me. Okay, Ring of Magical Sharpness is somewhere on this floor. Excuse me. I think it's somewhere on either this side or the opposite, excuse me, the opposite side of the other side. It's useless. Well, not useless, but not what I want. Okay, I think it's on the opposite side after I go through. What the? Poisoned. That was rude. Oh. That's unfortunate. Help. I think that kills me. Yep. Does that count as a magic, like, damage attack? Does their proboscis do magic damage? This is the magical, or magic crisp blade? Oh, just crisp blade. Pardon me? Pardon me? Thank you. Excuse me? Please. I don't know why my throat's being so annoying today. I swear I'm hydrated. Mostly. Okay. On the bright side, this time I'm probably not going to be poisoned. Get away from me. Yeah, the key ring is... Oh, I forgot. The key ring is up there. Now. Oh. Pardon me. Please. This guy's just being rude. I think just because of the fact that it's unupgraded, if I really need that damage, there's not really any reason for me to not use it, because it's not like I'm going to be doing a bunch of damage with it anyway. So being reliant on it isn't going to happen. Into We do this a bit. Make using stuff a little bit easier. Yeah. I hate that new stuff you pick up automatically gets equipped to that. I think that's one of the worst things about Demon Souls and playing Prepare to Die Edition. Like, I guess if you're brand new to the game and like wanting to figure out what things do is kind of nice, but otherwise it's just annoying. It's unfortunate that duping those colorless Demon Souls ended up being useless, but oh well. Again, it's probably better that I'm not getting instantly obliterated by thinking about magic damage. Okay. So with this, I can go around the outside and get on the other side, which will actually take me to where the Ring of Magical Sharpness is. And then also to the end of the level. Yeah, I know where I'm going, probably. A lot more so than I did a couple seconds ago. Me. Spice? Spice. Is this spice? This is spice. Okay, pardon me. I guess it makes sense that you get something that would be useful to the denizens of the level. But it's also like all the spice drops are specifically focused in this world. So if you don't do this world early, it makes playing a caster a little bit more annoying, especially if you don't have the fragrant ring. Is it this one? I believe it's in one of these Iron Maidens. Not positive on that though. I like how they have different jump scare sounds. There it is. I'm not gonna put that on quite yet. I want that cling ring, but for the boss fight, I might as well put that on. Hopefully, I won't take too much damage to the Fool's Idol. Knowing me, I probably will anyway, but... The cool hat is on this floor. But I need the key from 3-2 and also Pure White World Tendency, so I won't be getting that until after Old Monk. And is why I'm going through here in soul form. Oh wait. I need to go down more, right? Yeah. Watch me die to the ballista. If you drain your stamina in this game, does it force you to wait a little bit until you can sprint again, like Dark Souls 2? Does 1 do that? Actually, I don't remember. Okay. I should have put a little bit more faith in myself, but... It does force you to wait? I used to think in Dark Souls 2 that it forced you to wait until your stamina fully recovered. But you can, if you have high enough stamina, you can run before it fully recovers. So I think it's just a time thing. I assume it's a time thing here because it was quite a while after my stamina actually drained that I had to wait to start running again. Okay. I feel like I should know more about this game by now with how much I play it and how I play these games, but I simply do not remember what that key does. I'm pretty sure you can use it to rescue Sage Frake. Also, putting him on the Gayest character poll, because his name looks like Sage Freak, is one of my favorite decisions I've ever made. Okay, yeah, it is for fake. Good to know. Good to know that I'm not entirely forgetting everything. God, this one does so much damage. It's not even worth finding. Okay. I think for Old Monk, I'm gonna have to do like the turnaround thing that speedrunners do, so I don't get constantly dodged. Magical sharpness. For damage. I could get Clever Rats as well over Fragrant for boss fights, but I do not trust myself to be able to use that effectively at all. Okay. I have no idea what the tell is. Oh god. Is it the one that attacks first? Focus on the correct thing, please. No. It's not that one. Oops. Come on. The real one shoots bigger magic. Okay. Good to know. So, I think it's this one? Oh, much bigger. Okay. That's very obvious. I was expecting it, oh god, to be slightly less obvious, but... Oops. Yeah, I mean, especially if I ask a question, but I don't have any qualms with backseating. It's not like you're gonna be able to spoil anything. I played this game all the way through several times. And at that point, I don't really mind being told what to do, especially if I'm not doing the correct thing at all. Can you not break these completely? Pardon me? Jesus. Now, at this point, I probably should know what I'm doing more than I actually do, so... kind of on me. Alright. At the point where I play a game like I play Dark Souls 1, I would hope that I know it as well as Dark Souls 1, but that's just not the case for this game. Okay. Let me actually get a spell from... Yeah? Where is she?
If you but why not?
One.
I
Learn spell. Oh, okay, darn it, yeah. I was wondering if maybe I misremembered what I had and hadn't used. Okay, put that there. Oh, it takes it takes 3?
thank you.
Okay, well, I should be leveling mind anyway. I'm hoping eventually I'll know this game relatively well, but unfortunately I do not yet. Where is she? Up here. It is pretty short, yeah. I don't know. I feel like once you play it enough, you're gonna learn a bunch about it, whether or not you are doing that intentionally, you know? Okay, so I guess I will need to put on there Ring of Magical Nature. This one. And I'll put the Cling Ring on over the Fragrant Ring, I guess, because at this point it's not incredibly useful. Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
How much... I probably shouldn't use this for the Nexus. I was going to say how much MP does this use, and then press the button in the middle of the Nexus, but I feel like that would end up being bad for everyone's health. Doing consistent Demon Soul streams, I mean, on top of making me... Or on top of, like, doing it because I want to learn the game more and kind of being forced to do it because I'm playing it weekly, you know? It's also, like, really nice to just experience a new game and then, by extension, a different community, because different people watch the streams. I mean, the Dark Souls ones are obviously a lot more active most of the time. But just like the fact that different people watch the different games, I think is really fun. I probably shouldn't have that equipped, but I'm not gonna use it. Okay. At least I remember my way through 3-2 better than 3-1. These guys always make me think of the Green Goblin. I haven't seen anything Spider-Man in so long, but their design, um, from what I remember of Spider-Man, they look shockingly similar to the Green Goblin. And I don't know that I've heard anyone else mention that before. And then the key to get the hat, the Mind Goblin. The key to get the 3-cornered hat is going to be up here once I have pure white world tendency, which if I die will make this harder, but whatever. I'm probably not going to die on my way through 3-2, but you run up here, then there will be like a little bridge here that will lead over to the key. Really? 3 hits. All right, have a good nap, Priya. Thank you for being here while you could. The amount of attacks that takes is unfortunate. I almost ran off the ledge. I don't know, world tendency is funny. I'm sure there's a lower reason for it, but I don't know what it is. Okay. Oh. I like doing this because it's funny, but it's also probably unnecessarily dangerous. I don't know how difficult it is to fall off from up here, actually. I don't know how big the hitbox on top of this is. I guess I haven't fallen yet. Ouch. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Thank you. Before my first Demon Souls streams, before my first Demon Souls stream singular, actually, I watched a bunch of speedruns because I wanted to see, like, if the game was taking too long or whatever, like what routes and different things I could do to make it take less time, because I like my streams to be around 3 hours, 3.5 hours at most, you know? And I like beating the game in a single stream. So I watched a bunch of speedruns, and they do that so you can get off the elevator faster, obviously. That's also how I learned about the skip in 2-1 to skip to 2-2. So even through the several speedruns I've watched and glitch showcases and stuff, I've never seen what happened to me happen. Owie. So I still don't know why that specifically happens. Can you back off? Right. Oh god. 3-3 is going to be so awful to go through. Ugh. Hopefully it doesn't end up being too terrible. It's crazy that the glitchless speedrun, and for the, I think for the remake, is like 40 minutes. It's crazy fast just because of how stupid the damage is on magic with very, very little setup. Okay. Excuse me. There might be a goblin on the elevator. That happens sometimes. Come on. Ow. Okay, there is no goblin on the elevator. Oh, there he goes. I think that's the one that usually ends up on the elevator with me. Okay, I don't feel like spending forever using the Chris Blade to kill these guys, so. I mean, now do I risk it and go to the Maneater's inhuman form to make the fight potentially easier? Or do I not risk my world tendency because I'm definitely going to go flying off the edge because I meant to run but then I rolled? I think the second one is probably a better idea considering how the Maneater's fight has gone in the other two streams. Just because I don't trust myself to understand how to not roll off the edge multiple times. Oh my goodness. I don't understand how I end up inhaling water every time I do a stream. Okay. Cling ring to get there, I guess. Yeah, over fragrant. I guess fragrant ring won't be useful in the boss fight either. Then I can replace magic, or well, I guess I can't replace magical nature. I guess I'll replace cling with magical sharpness for the boss fight itself. Firestorm is good against Maneaters? I would have expected the opposite just because they're so small and mobile. I don't know how long it takes to cast. I guess I'll figure that out. Or how much MP it takes either. I suppose it's probably going to be significantly better than Flame Toss, though. Considering how little damage Flame Toss is probably going to do relatively. How much Fresh Spice do I have? 16? Okay, that's not a bad amount at all. Might not be a bad idea to buy a little bit more from Goldwyn, though. I'm thinking about what weapons I want to put on the next poll. And I think Gristblade, the Bramt, or whatever it's called. I think the Great Epee would be fun. You can hide in a corner? I didn't know you could do that, actually. I have no idea how to dodge that attack consistently, if I'm being entirely honest. Whoa. It occurs to me I have no idea what pure white world tendency looks like on the indicator up there. So I don't know if I'm going to be in pure white after this fight or if I'm going to have to do Old Monk. Okay. Firestorm. I don't know. I'm not against cheesing bosses, especially if it's one that I died to a few times. Firestorm. I don't have enough MP. That's fine. I wasn't expecting it to take that much. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Okay, hold spice. Oh, Firestorm. Oh my god. Okay. Very difficult game. Oh, hi. Oh yeah, because I guess because they move a lot, they get hit by all the pillars. Wow, that was crazy. I was not expecting that to be that useful. Jesus. I'm gonna leave and come back and see if I'm in pure white. Don't think I will be, but I'm not sure. Did you get 30? Is it 30 in all worlds from Phalanx? And then another 30 from each boss? Yeah, Firestorm is crazy. I was not expecting it to do that much. Can you tell I've never used it? I guess I can check in here. Is that pure white? I don't know. It might be a good idea to fight Old Monk to be safe anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff. Oh, I forgot to pick up my souls. I guess it wasn't that many. Pretty sure it is. Well, I don't know. I guess the three-cornered hat isn't necessary for Old Monk, at least. Definitely will be necessary for King Alon, though. I assume I won't be able to damage Bior, right? Well, Firestorm against Penetrator will probably be funny, especially because I'll have plenty of time to use it while he's fighting Bior. It's fighting Bior? It. It pronouns are cooler anyway. Okay. Getting up to Maneater will probably be annoying, but otherwise... Oh, or Maneater. Getting up to Old Monk will probably be annoying, but I don't think Old Monk itself will be that bad. Okay. That's not a one-shot. That's unfortunate. Never tried. Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised if you could, just because, like, I assume he functions in terms of how the game handles him like a phantom, right? Or, well, actually, he probably doesn't increase boss health because he comes in the middle of the boss fight. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If Bior gets eviscerated when I cast Firestorm, I think we'll have a pretty good idea. Oops. As much as I would like to have Ignite, how fast is Ignite? Is it, like, as fast as Combustion? Or, like, I assume it's basically exactly the same as Combustion. I think there are only 2 Mind Flayers on the way up. I don't know, it's been a couple weeks. That's a long time for me to not play a specific Souls game. Oh. Okay, fine. Yeah, I think this is the only other one. And I think it's actually possible to roll past this one, if risky. Gotta make sure I have time to pull it off. I don't know if that's incredibly useful, especially since I can... Oh my god. Do the thing. I don't know how to do the thing. I forgot I'm not a speedrunner. Nice. Get off. Oops. Gay's character in Demon Souls may be strong, but is he stronger than my gay power? I don't know. How strong is your gay power? Personally, I think I'm probably gayer than Yuria, all things considered. But okay, well, this is easier than trying to use Flame Toss at least. Even if it might be slower. Oh. And also be using a lot of fresh spice, but who needs it? Oh my god. very quick monk fight. Ah, oh, ow. Very, very ouchy. Wait, really? That's not enough? Okay, so if you're completely empty, 2 fresh spice isn't enough for Firestorm. Good to know. Okay, that now it's 100% pure white. I have multiple girlfriends. I think that's also pretty gay. Yeah, I love how, like, I love the sound design in this game. As weird as it is, I think it has a unique charm to it. Probably use some of these souls to buy fresh spice and also to level up intelligence. Endurance isn't incredibly useful. I think the way that Demon Souls, like, streamlines, or well, has a lot more streamlined builds than other games. Because, like, what do I mean by that? In Dark Souls 2, you're going to be leveling most of your stats as basically any build, as opposed to this game where you're going to be leveling like 3 stats, 2 stats, and then at most, and then like health. Yeah, I just wanted to justify me saying that I'm probably gayer than Yuria. Okay. Me. Gay power scaling. I would make a Dragon Ball joke if I knew anything about Dragon Ball. Jeez. Actually, isn't power scaling just like a general concept in terms of properties like that, not necessarily just Dragon Ball? Okay, cool. Perfect. Yuria does deserve a witch polykill. That's true. I would be a witch for Yuria. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. What even is this? Is this a unique asset? It looks very strange. Very intimidating staircase, my god. Here we go. I'm gonna attempt to not look at chat so I don't go flying off the narrow rock walkway like I do in every single stream. Yeah, I remember it. I remembered it just being like a broken pillar. For some reason I didn't remember it being metal like that. Nice. Ooh. I think there's a way that I can just walk straight back to the Archstone from here. I think. This way? No. Do I have to go down into the swamp? I don't have a shard of Archstone, do I? Never mind. I do have a shard of Archstone. Okay. Good timing. I don't think any other spells Yuria has will be useful at all, but
Are you
this gets you more souls, right? I don't... Well, that's... Jesus. 3 more slots? Yeah, not super worth it.
if it is a
At least not now. I don't know. I don't need that many levels anyway. I think it's fine. Okay. Bit more intelligence. Bit more vitality. And I'm gonna buy fresh spice with the rest of this.
Okay. You come.
Who sells? Does Patches sells Old Spice, or is there another character that sells it? Okay, Latria. And then after I get this, I'll be able to sprint straight through the Shrine of Storms and Valley of Defilement. So that'll make hopefully the rest of this go by a little bit quicker. First 3 worlds, well, 2.5 worlds taking. Pardon me. Taking 2 hours isn't ideal, but I don't know. I guess I did go through 1-1 at the beginning of the stream as well. Royal Lady and Latria. Yeah. Probably. Wait, wrong way. I know what I'm doing. Probably. That's the lady who's singing right now, right? Oops. Oops. Okay. Oh my goodness. Why? Oh, okay. Well, not complaining about that. Wrong. Hi. Oh, she does. 1,000 a pop. I don't think that's worth it. I don't know. I guess if I'm using Firestorm consistently, it might be. I guess I can use the. No reason not to anymore. This one is the one that gets Soul Sucker, so if I do end up really wanting that. Transgender Demon Soul. Okay. 40 Old Spice should be more than enough. Cool. Probably immoral to support her, but something capitalism. I don't know. I don't remember which cell the 3-cornered hat is in. I'll find it eventually, probably. Appears to be locked. What key am I missing? Second floor key. Demon balls. Grizz. F. Wait. Is it in the same spot as the other key and I just didn't grab it? I think that might be where it's at. Okay, well, I guess at this point I'm not super worried about world tendency, so dying after grabbing that since I don't have a shard of Archstone won't be a big deal. That's unfortunate. Because the internet, Extra Life, I bet it was right next to the other key. In that same spot. As long as I don't leave, my world tendency won't be updated, right? So if I die now, it doesn't matter. Oh, but I need to leave to warp to the... Ah, I didn't consider this. Hopefully this is enough. Hopefully I'll still have high enough world tendency, despite dying there. Still get the... I forgot world tendency impacts specifically the amount of health you have. That's so weird. Ugh. If I just actually didn't see the key. If Vextra is lying to me, I think that would be worse than me just not seeing the key. So, I guess neither are particularly unexpected. Pardon me. It's fine. It's just playing more of a game that I like to play anyway. Maybe not doing anything particularly fun in the game, but spending more time with Demon Souls is never a big deal. Never a negative. Well, most of the time not a negative. I guess dying to Maneaters 5 times was kind of a pretty big negative. But, you know. Pardon me. If my world tendency is too low, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't know if there is a way to increase my world tendency to wider than it is now. Now that all the bosses are dead, without being online, and obviously this being Demon Souls, that's not exactly an option. Pardon me. Gonna stand there. Okay. Okay. So my world tendency is still high enough. It's not like, well, the way world tendency works is that there's like a number in the background. I don't know exactly what the number is. Okay, it's not up here. What? Because I didn't get the 2F key, did I? I got the west cell. Opens a locked prison of hope. The prison of, yeah, that's specifically for the cell, not to access the floor itself. What? Upper Latria, top of the first tower, you defeated the... Yeah, I know Vextra sucks. Do I need the east? Oh, second. How do I access this? Am I going insane? Like, there's probably somewhere that I can access the floor that I just missed completely, right? I watched a video specifically detailing where to get this. Demon Souls. Check this video that I watched. Because I did go straight there. Up to the 4th floor. Cross, like what I did. Down again. Did I just go to the wrong floor? I'm pretty sure I just went to the wrong floor. I know what I'm doing. This is literally my job. So obviously I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Okay, everything's fine. We'll be able to actually play the video game in a moment. Yeah. Excuse me. What? Go away. There we go. They can drop Old Spice. I didn't know that. Wonder what the chances are. I guess I was literally just on the wiki and I could have checked, but I guess I didn't know that I wanted to know. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is the one that I just tried, huh? But I need to go down again. And then it's this floor, I believe. Excuse me. And it's one of the floors, one of the cells on this floor. There you go.
Please.
Ring. A very useless ring. And the hat. Is it... I have to go somewhere else? Is it on a different part of the floor? Or is it in one of these? Yeah, this is emulated on PC, just because it's way easier for me to stream. I absolutely adore this game. I think the original is a lot better than the remake for a lot of different reasons. Can you not, please? Like, atmosphere is the biggest one. But just like... I don't know, it feels better on the PS3, and that's 100% biased, but I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, Dull Rat's Ring is literally just Blue Tear Stone Ring. And just as useless. I guess I could just continue watching the video that goes straight to the hat. One moment. Wait, do I need to be in pure white tendency still? I'm not? Is that the issue? There's a locked door near the wall of prisoners on the bottom floor. Is that how you get up to this one? Or is that specifically on the east? Because the video just went straight through here, which I assume I need to be in pure white tendency for, and because I died, I'm not actually technically in pure white anymore. Yeah, the like weird yellow hue that the original Demon Souls has is like so like it's very unique to it, right? But it gives such a strong atmosphere to it. Pardon me. I assume the locked door is here. I think this goes to the east. Oh, this is unfortunate. Not a true cosplay. Is there a save editor that's like easy to use, or some way I could use like Heat Engine to give me the hat? Because I do definitely want to have the hat, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible for me right now. Ouch. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not too attached to getting the hat, I suppose. It is unfortunate that I went through all that and can't get the hat because I died to get back here a little bit faster. But, oh well. Rain of Storms. I don't know, this should be pretty easy. Get a note table, but can't link it. I'll get that for next time. I mean, it'll be useful to have in case something like this happens again. I wasn't sure if Cheat Engine would like be able to hook into the emulation, but I don't know why it wouldn't be able to, I guess. Stop it. Okay, that's almost a one-shot. Everything's fine. That's all the skeletons I actually need to kill here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I also just like don't know how to use cheat engine very well. So I don't know if it's worth taking the time to do that. Which is why I was just thinking of getting it for next time. I think Flame Toss is actually going to be more useful on the Adjudicator than Firestorm. Which might be a kind of unique case. Like Tower Knight and Adjudicator would be the only bosses where that's true. Yeah, it might actually be a good idea to take this one out for brevity's sake. There we go. I don't know. I always use DSR Gadget for Dark Souls 1 for spawning stuff in, which is extremely easy to use and extremely convenient, but it's also meant, excuse me, that I just don't know how to use Cheat Engine, despite most people using Cheat Engine for that. I don't know if it's better to go here. Okay, well, considering that didn't hit at all, it's probably better to go down to this floor. That hit me. That's rude. How could you? Having such a wide attack, Jesus. I don't actually know its attacks from up here. Is it just that one? I got licked again. This is tragic. Normally I wouldn't complain about this, but I don't know. Adjudicator isn't exactly my type. Pardon me. Oh. Everything's fine. What the? Targeting was being very strange there. Yeah, I think I was about to use an attack with the cleaver as it died. Okay. I don't know if it's worth using the Thief Ring against Old Hero. Probably not. I could just put on Ring of Magical Sharpness and obliterate it. With, like, hopefully only a couple Firestorms. I couldn't remember what it was called. Thank you. Decent chunk of souls. And I should be able to lure these guys right off the edge. Very difficult game, I assure you. I'm not sure how worth it is to kill these ones, though. I'm gonna go ahead and the laser might hurt, but it's probably fine. Fine. Like I said. That sounded like the laser, but it didn't hit me, so I don't know, I guess I'm not complaining. Ooh. Pardon me. Ah, laser! Okay, everything's fine. Doesn't actually hurt that bad. I guess I do have quite a bit of health. And I assume that the Ragged set has decent magic resistance. I assume the blue one is magic. Owie. That was rude. I guess Flame Toss will also be more useful against Storm King than Firestorm. I'd be surprised if Firestorm could hit the Storm King. Now the window is open because it's very, very hot in here, but there's also a loud vehicle outside, so I apologize if that can be heard. Hopefully they stop being loud soon. Okay. And Ring of Magical Sharpness. What does the Ring of the Accursed do? Oh, okay. I guess that's more useful as a summon than for solo. Hello. I don't have enough juice. Wow, good damage. Jesus. There we go. Very difficult boss fight. My god. Firestorm might be mildly overpowered. Does Soulsucker work like Silver Serpent Ring? I assume it does, right? So you couldn't like use it to increase the amount of souls you get from soul consumables. Be cool if you could. I wanted to go to Yuria to see if she has anything. I don't remember what human souls give you what spells. Okay.
I owe my life.
I'm not gonna get Soulsucker. I'm just gonna use all these souls so I can level up a bit. Maybe get 2 Firestorm out of my full MP bar. How many? Where is she? Wait, where is she? Oh, and down. Okay.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
Well, 30.
Art thou damned?
Hopefully that'll be 2 Firestorms. That's also more than enough for the rest of the game, I think. So, only leveling Vitality at this point. Which also isn't super useful for a mage. I think Glass Cannon is probably the archetype that would be smartest to go with. But the scaling for leveling magic any higher is just not really worth it. So, Vitality it is. I don't know, maybe Endurance will be nice to make running past enemies and later levels a little bit easier, but no. Doesn't seem too incredibly worth it. Oh, come on. Okay, at least this one-shots them. Come on. This kind of sucks. Even when they're attacking, it's not guaranteed to hit. Wow. This is awful. I think that was just kind of out of range. Okay. Seriously? Even from that close? Okay. Ow. Ow. I hope the Storm King is a little bit easier to hit. I assume it will be, given its size, but... Ow. The action queuing in this game is different from Dark Souls. In fact, it might not have action queuing like Dark Souls 1. Which is really throwing me off, because I'll press the heal button, and then nothing will happen after the attack goes through. Which is very much different from how Dark Souls 1 works. Really? I think this is an instance that warrants using my vast stores of Old Spice. Power of the rainbow people. Yeah, it's true. Being gay does make you stronger. And maybe not physically, but... Okay. Owie. Ow! Is that not close enough? Okay. Not as much damage in a cycle as I was hoping for, but... Oh, I guess I should use the different lock-on points to my advantage there. Just want to get rid of these mantas, if I can. Really? The worst possible timing to do that. Really? That went straight through it. This is unfortunate. Come on. Oh my goodness. You know, I've heard that magic makes this fight easier. I'm gonna have to heavily disagree on that. Like, I'm sure if I was using Soul Ray, this would go a lot faster. But even then, like, just how few the opportunities are to actually attack with magic, and how little it does compared to the Storm Ruler. I don't know, maybe it would be better if I was using better magic, but as is, this isn't exactly ideal. Okay, there we go. Very engaging fight. Does that have a spell that might be useful? Probably not. I actually did start doing that. I got through... Okay, no, it does not. I got through the Forest of Fallen Giants and Cade's Tower of Flame. And then I started on... I think I started on the Bestie. And it was taking forever, but I was, you know, really enjoying just kind of killing around. Just killing things really easily, right? But I didn't end up getting super far into that. And then I actually lost that save file. So I'd have to start completely over if I wanted to do that again. Yeah. And like it's very relaxing and very satisfying to do, but you know, very, very tedious. Takes a very long time. I do want to do it eventually, but for now, I'm not too concerned with doing it. Where's that guy going? Very cool. I'm very glad I can one-shot these things. And past here is probably not the best idea. Oh, for that reason. Hello, X-Night Angel, welcome. The Electric Wizard. I suck at this level. I was gonna say that before I demonstrated it, but there we go. Okay. Demon Souls, you mean? I mean, most games have like LOD systems, but is there something specific that Demon Souls does that's different from just like a generic LOD system? Or is it just like depth of field that you're talking about? Why are rocks falling? I forgot that happens. Is there something specific about what Demon Souls does with like environmental models in the distance? Yeah, Demon Souls having gender-specific armor is unfortunate. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, Demon Souls, the entire level, if you can, like, if it was possible to see the level, like you would be seeing it, right? Which isn't very evident in most places in this game because, like, you know, Tunnel City is, or yeah, Tunnel City is tunnels, and you're not going to be seeing that from Ret. You're not going to be seeing that from, you know, 2-1. because it's all underground or whatever. But in instances like World 1, you can see Alon's castle from the very beginning of the game, right? But they do specifically make LOD models for areas in Dark Souls 1. And I'm sure they did that in Demon Souls as well. I feel like they kind of had to, considering it's a PS3 game. You wouldn't be able to render the entirety of 1-4 in 1-1. But I think it's like just barely the top of Alon's tower that's even rendered in-game at any given time. Can you attack it from up here? No. Not with Flame Toss. Wait, you can? Oh, almost got leeched. What? Why is that only sometimes doing damage? Okay, well, got leeched anyway. I'm pretty sure that heavily decreases my healing, you know, just like poison. Oh wait, what am I doing? Firestorm. The win button. I mean, the main reason that quest progression isn't instant is so that it doesn't look weird, right? So you don't talk to Siegmeyer and then walk past him and then move the boulder trap and then suddenly he teleports to Anne Orlando. That's the main reason they don't make it instant. So like, doesn't look weird. I don't know. I feel like a game like Shadow of the Colossus, right? Wouldn't that have used oh, unless you mean specifically 3D models to represent far off locations? But specifically like parts of levels that you can go to? Is that what you mean? I would be genuinely really surprised if Souls was the first thing to do that. It's because there were a lot of very open areas in games before that, right? I think Shadow of the Colossus because it's like one of the first like open world games that comes to mind that would benefit from a system like that. Do I have any Soldier's Lotuses? Or Royal Lotus? I have one. Ow. What do you mean it doesn't remove objects? It absolutely does remove objects. As you move through the world, different objects are constantly loaded and deloaded, including in areas you can see. That's why, like, there's that door on top of the Duke's Archives. The prison tower. If you're outside of it, you can see it, right? Because it loads that in a place that it shouldn't. Or not where it shouldn't, but a door was left over there. And it loads in a spot that you can see it from, or like the chains on top of the church. I don't usually get off me. I forgot I could do that. Rude. Why is this so long? Jesus. I don't usually come up here. I usually drop down and run through the poison. Oh, okay, and that's why. I think that kills me. Yep. Yeah, like Dark Souls does it all over the place, and it makes the world feel very cohesive and whatever, but I would be very shocked if Dark Souls was the very first one to do that. Yeah, I mean, pulling objects and deloading but having constant triggers, like, I don't know. I guess when you're talking about specifically load triggers being tied to collision data, and collision data being loaded as much as it is, that being unique to Dark Souls. But that specific system, I don't think would be useful for a lot of games anyway, so I don't know if it would even make sense for other open world games at the time to do something like that. No, calling Dark Souls 1 open world is strange. But you know what I mean. Me? I'm gonna go around. And then drop down into the swamp because it's easier than running all the way up and around all the enemies and stuff on the narrow walkway. Probably a lot safer too. Oh, everything's fine. And you drop down in here. If you mean like when you're standing on the Drake Bridge, for instance, and how you can see the part of the berg just preceding the Taurus demon, that is like literally different. That is a different model that they created specifically for that viewpoint, right? And it's also not necessarily in the exact same spot. For that one, I think it is exactly the same, if not extremely close. But there are a lot of instances of models made specifically for specific viewpoints and not being in exactly the same spot. For instance, I like the view to the... This is a bad example, but the view to the demon ruins from the... What do you call it? The Tomb of the Giants. Like, obviously, that's not an actual representation of that level. Or, you know, it's not, you're not actually seeing down into the demon ruins. They just made a texture specifically for that viewpoint. And in that instance, that's a texture that doesn't update or anything. But that same idea persists. Because, like, if you looked in that direction, you would actually see that level there, based on the world layout and everything. But they weren't able to just, like, load the level from the distance. God, I'm trying to think of an example that like would be more fitting here. Dark Souls 3 does it. Where you can see down to... What am I thinking? I don't know. Go watch Illusory Wall. He'll explain it a lot better than I ever could. But those are specifically designed LOD models that are just loaded in instead of the visual data from... I did not mean to cast Firestorm there. That are loaded in instead of like the actual level itself, right? Okay, I think the boss is right here. Go straight to it. I don't think I'm gonna need to get their shortcut. Hopefully. If I die to Dirty Colossus with Firestorm, I'll cry. I didn't think it was facing that way. Okay. Good. I assume I'm going to be able to Firestorm or Garlic Bender pretty easily. So I don't know if that's necessary. It'll be funny, which is what really matters. But I guess he is an NPC, and fighting NPCs with Firestorm isn't fun. Might be not be a... Okay, well, I wasn't planning on trying this, but I was gonna say it might not be a bad idea to sprint straight down to her and use Firestorm on her instead of Carl Vinland. Pardon me. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh. Oh. Help. Oh. Very unnecessary. Okay. Everything's fine. Pardon me. Pardon. Uh-oh. Okay, that was a bad idea, as it turned out. I didn't mean to do that, but I did want to try it. Are the plague babies there after you kill her? I'm pretty sure they are, right? It's really annoying. I don't know, it's only like 30,000 souls. I guess it's not a big deal. it is unfortunate. Be a bit more careful when running through here this time. Garlic. Yeah, not incredible damage, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. I hope... Wow, he is not weak to that at all. Is he just resistant to fire? Is that the issue here? I'm gonna use a couple of these and just run past him. Pardon me. And Firestorm.
Please stop.
Uh-oh. Hey there, guy. Okay. Use one of these. Oh. Might die. Okay. Just tank. Ah. Partial. Damn it. I'm not sure why she would be resistant. Well, actually, she's probably resistant to fire, like gameplay-wise, so that she can help you with Quaylag reasonably. Otherwise, she'd probably get obliterated. But lore reasons, I don't know. She's in the swamp. She might be a denizen of the swamp, right? She might, like, actually be a pyromancer. Or at least around pyromancers, of pyromancers. Let's see if this does half decent damage to him. It's unupgraded, but... Oops. Oops. Come on. I parried multiple times in a row, no issue. Oh my goodness. Okay, Firestorm might be my best bet against him. God, even if I have to use all my spice. Really? Unfortunate. Why is he so resistant to fire? Why are you running? What is he trying to do? Okay, that's a better chunk of damage. He's secretly Maneater Mildred. Garlic Vendor is Maneater Mildred's dead name. Maneater Mildred transitioned before Dark Souls, or between Demon Souls and Dark Souls. I love that for her. What? What is that attack? Is that just like an insanely high range Wrath of the Gods? Come here. Ow. There we go. That's the kind of damage I like to see. Oh, this isn't... I don't know, maybe he's resistant for the same reason, just covered in too much swamp goo. Oh. This is not how I was expecting this fight to go, to be honest. I expected him to take at least a chunk of damage from any of my attacks at all. Not this little from everything. Is he healing? Okay. Well. Really? He avoided every single one of those. Everything's fine. Heal. Lotus. Or, I mean, Spice, rather. Parry? Partial. I guess that's better than failing completely. I do not know the timing for his two-handed moveset. Okay, I think I am just gonna have to run past. I really don't think there's any other option here. If he can heal after doing all of that, you know? Okay. This one. This is the one. I can feel it. Now that I know what I'm doing. Just gonna spam Firestorm and Old Spice. And hopefully, if I do it quick enough, Arlvin then won't even be able to reach me in the first place. Come here, please. Come on. Okay. He might be able to go through the swamp faster than me. I'm not actually sure. Okay, good. What? Why didn't you use the spice? This is rude. Spice! Okay, good. Has he given up? Hopefully. I think he's broken, which I am absolutely not complaining about. Okay. There we go. Jesus. He actually given up this time? He just chilling now? Okay. Cool. When I actually went to the Demon Ruins because you haven't played Demon Souls. So the Demon Ruins are Dark Souls 1 area. Okay. Okay. Anything useful? Relief. Fully recover another by touching them. So that's useless for single player. Which means more souls for health.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Art thou done? Main that.
Gonna get jumped by the Dragon God. I mean, I don't know. I feel like comparing Dragon God to Ceaseless is a... Oh wait, this isn't where I meant to go. The strange comparison. Because they're so, like, fundamentally different in terms of how they fight. Like, I guess they both punch you with giant fists. But outside of aesthetics, they're not even remotely similar. And even then, even with aesthetics, like, I think Old Iron King is more similar to both of them than either are to each other. Ow. I'm gonna try to use Firestorm against the knights up here on the way to the Penetrator. And hopefully that lets me get through them relatively easily, assuming I'll even have time to use Firestorm. Oops. Come on. Bears are my weakness, I guess. And shields. Including incredibly weak shields. Might not be a bad idea to go buy fresh spice from Baldwin, but it's probably fine. For if you don't want to have to rely on YouTube notifications, at this point, I'm planning on streaming every Tuesday and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Demon Souls on Tuesday and Dark Souls 1 on Wednesday. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep up doing Demon Souls, but I'm really enjoying playing it so much. So hopefully I can keep it relatively consistent. Just because I'm having a good time with it. Now I should put on the figuring. Don't know if that's going to be useful at all, but guess we'll see. Oh. Is this gonna be useful at all? Not remotely. That is unfortunate. Ow. Okay, let's see. Hey, that's better. Hello, Winter. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, YouTube notifications seem to be a weird amount of time late. This one's been fun for almost 3 hours. That's weird. That's unfortunate. I mean, normally they're late, but that's later than I was expecting. Stop doing it because of the Soulsborne community? What do you mean? I'm planning on doing a, oh god, I forgot. I'm planning on doing a, Gwendolyn run tomorrow. Help. Everything's fine. Okay. I was gonna cry if the Red Eye Knight didn't get hit by that. The one enemy I actually wanted it to hit. Yeah, like I said, Demon Souls every Tuesday at 3 p.m. hopefully, unless I get really burnt out on streaming, but right now I'm having a good time. And then Dark Souls every Wednesday at 3 p.m. PST. And if you want more reliable notifications, I do have a Discord that I ping a notifications roll in when I start streaming. If you want to join that, link in the description. If you are bad at paying attention to time like I am. What? Whoa, what is it doing? Also, Bior is just here? I thought he like walked into the fog wall halfway through the fight. Okay, well, Bior didn't get immediately obliterated, so I don't think he takes damage from me. Okay, so Yuria, I put on the pole in the first place because she's a witch, and witches are inherently gay. I assume she won the poll because she's a witch, but also because she has Yuri in her name. And then, I mean, Solaire won the poll, was first on the poll for Gayest Dark Souls character last year. Gwendolyn was not, I don't remember how close it was actually, but Gwendolyn was second, which is why I'm doing him this year, and as like more representation, because as much as I love our bisexual queen and lesbian witch queen, I think trans representation is also really important, and that's why I want to do Gwendolyn this year, and also why I had Astrava on the poll this year. I don't know if Gwendolyn really counts as trans representation specifically. Like, absolutely some sort of genderqueer representation, but I don't know, I guess if you identify him, he counts as representation for whatever you identify as. And I know a lot of trans men and women both who very much identify with Gwendolyn. So. What was the last one I put on the poll? Oh yeah, for the Demon Souls poll, the other one that I put on was Sage Frake, because his name looks like Freak, and I thought it was funny. Last year, the other Dark Souls characters that I put on the poll were... Oh, I should buy fresh spice. I'll do that after this fight. The other options were... What was that? Why can't I remember her name? Dragon Girl. her because the reasoning on the poll was because I'm a lesbian and have a crush on her. And then the other one was Vince and Nico because they kiss when Rhea isn't watching. Ow. Oh, that didn't do as many fire pillars, but took all the same amount of MP anyway. That's unfortunate. May not be a bad idea to stock up on a little bit more spice, old spice as well. Ow. Okay, he's not particularly resistant to fire, at least. Ah. Jump. I don't know, I'm glad Yuria won, because I think this is a more interesting playstyle than the Rune Sword, and I'm going to use the Rune Sword anyway. But an Astrava cosplay would be fun. I think I'm going to actually do an Astrava cosplay when I use the Rune Sword in a couple weeks. Next week is going to be the War Scythe, and then the week after is going to be the Rune Sword, and probably Astrava cosplay. I don't remember where to get his armor set, though. I think it's just a plate set, but I don't know where to get it. Does one of the classes start with it? No, probably. Oh. This is the exact scenario that I wanted Ignite for. But whatever, not a big deal. Nope. Plenty of souls to buy Old Spice as well. True, Rhea does definitely watch. I think Rhea is a closeted lesbian. So she relates to Vince and Nico, and like she knows that like it's a sin or whatever, but doesn't want to stop them because she knows it makes them happy. I have that skin unlocked, but I don't think I've used it. I like the Emerald Herald skin a lot more. Trek or Oswald? What does Oswald even have that would do damage? I also just don't play Recluse very often. Wilder is probably my most played at this point, but only because I like Wilder for solo specifically. But my most played in duos or in trios is either Iron Eye or what's the other one? Duchess. Either Iron Eye or Duchess. Okay, well, Velka's Rapier is not super great from experience. Wait. This way. Unfortunately. As cool as it is. It's a very good-looking weapon, but it is a very not great weapon. Oops. Latria is just... What do you call it? I don't think you can iframe that. Shodels, right? The Shodel and... Does he have the parrying dagger? They both have parrying dagger? Question mark? I know that's not what you meant, but do they both have parrying dagger? Parrying dagger is really funny because it makes parrying a joke, which it already kind of is in Dark Souls 1 if you know the timing at all. Yeah, but parrying dagger makes parrying like a joke. Just like the buckler in Dark Souls 2, which isn't even the best parry weapon in Dark Souls 2. Wait, I think I ran past her. Oops. Wilder and Iron Eye shipping? That's awesome. I haven't paid too much attention to like Night Rain fandom stuff going on, but maybe I should. I know that Recluse and Duchess are also very heavily shipped. I guess if I have this much Old Spice, Fresh Spice isn't very useful anymore. Do I care about being in body form? Not really. I don't know, the extra health would be nice, but I also don't want to lower my world tendency. Is there not anywhere I can jump off? Really? I have been really, really enjoying Night Rain. I've done all but 2 Night Lords solo. No, all but 1. I just have the final boss left solo. I've been playing other games a lot. You're gonna... How quickly can you kill me? Not very. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it in a while, so I'm scared to go back to it because I feel like I'm gonna have issues trying to get back into it after playing the other Souls games. Because I had a really big issue going back to the other Souls games after playing a lot of Night Rain, but I also have multiple people who want to play Night Rain with me. So I'm definitely going to play it quite a bit more. I got all the achievements pretty quickly. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like Night Rain because it takes what I don't like about Elden Ring and changes it completely. But it also still has like the vibe of that combat. It just makes it feel more frantic and intense, you know? Oops. Actually, I think I can take this ring off, can I? Yeah, okay. In that case, I'll put thing ring here. I'll keep friggin' ring up. Yeah. I played Demon Souls basically immediately after playing like 20 hours straight of Night Rain. And like Demon Souls, in my opinion, is the easiest of the 4 like typical Souls games, but still was not having a good time. Everything you don't like about Elden Ring? I don't know. The things that I don't like about Elden Ring, right, are like how not equal-footed the enemies are to you. But with the speed of your character and like the character abilities and everything, it feels like everything is equaled out in Night Rain, as opposed to, you know, having to watch, what's his name? Destined Death guy, jump around for 5 minutes. You know, you can grappling hook onto him and swing toward him and take him down out of midair, or, you know, whatever. Go invisible so he doesn't even know where to land. You know, I just find that a lot more fun, personally. As much as I still very much dislike a lot of enemies that I disliked in Elden Ring. Off the top of my head, like, Falling Star Beast or whatever. A lot of the issues that I had are just no longer present. I think there's a... I'm gonna... Oh, ow. Yes. Hello. Okay. I put the Thief Ring on here because it lets me run up against this crate here without the dragon hitting me. And then that lets you use that official taking damage as a cue for when to start running. And that gets you through here pretty consistently, assuming you don't get hit in the back by the officials. Yep. There we go. That's relatively consistent. Speedrunners do it. And I assume when you know what you're doing, it's entirely consistent. But if I can remember how to do that. 1,000 hours in Dark Souls 1 went back to Bloodborne. Gayest. I don't know. I feel like if you just know the parry timing, it becomes a lot easier to go back to, you know? Same with Sekiro. Like, I came off of Sekiro, or rather, I came off of Dark Souls 1 and went to Sekiro and didn't really have any issues with that. What is up there? What? What is taking damage? Is that Bior? Okay. Draconic Tree Sentinel? Yeah. I think Tree Sentinel, like normal Tree Sentinel. Oh. Uh-oh. Everything's fine. I think normal Tree Sentinel having like the huge shockwaves on its like shield slams is one of the worst things about Elden Ring. I think Bior is messing up my timing. Yeah. I think I can't use the timing that I normally do because he's there. Yeah, he very much is making the situation worse, which is unfortunate. Yeah, huge delayed shockwaves. And you can jump over them relatively easily in Night Rain, but God, doing that in Elden Ring, like, it's easier than if you tried to roll it. In fact, I don't think you can roll them. But God, it sucks. If you don't have a shield, Tree Sentinel is awful, in my opinion. Oops, that was painful. Howie. Henrik. I've heard that name. Do not at all remember who that is. Oh, I should probably pick up the grass. New moon. Where's the thief? Where does it drop down? I assume when you pass the archers? Actually, not sure. Yeah, it sounded like it dropped down there. Ow. Maybe it didn't? Oh. Bonk. I was not expecting that one to go flying. Jesus. Why did that do more damage? I'm so confused. Okay. A part of Eileen's questline? Yeah, that would explain why I don't know who that is specifically. Okay. Oh, go. Might have gone a little late, but should be fine. Okay, everything's fine. Okay. Now, do I just, like, let Bior die? Is that the easiest way to do this at this point? Can Bior, like, kill the dragon? Can I help kill the dragon? I don't think I have enough range on magic to do that. I don't have a... Okay, what do I even, like, do here? How do I get past this? Honestly, I think just like every single, and it sounds facetious, but I mean it genuinely. I think having every single Souls boss in Night Rain would be really cool. Just like recontextualizing them, you know? You sure are attempting. You are. Okay, I think after the second flame is when I should go. Like now. I chase the flame up. Then it'll land behind me. Yeah, okay. I think just the fact that there are already 2 Dark Souls 1 bosses shows that a lot of Dark Souls 1 bosses could work really well in Night Rain. So if I had to like choose one specifically from each Souls game, like I think what I think would be the best candidate to have in the game. I don't even know. Dark Souls 1. I think Ornstein and Smo would be pretty awesome. Fire is Yuri. Absolutely. I think it would be cool if they reworked, what's his name? Dariel, the cut boss from Dark Souls 1. I think that'd be really fun. Well, in Night Rain. Again, I think all of them would, but... yeah, I don't know. Ornstein and Smo would be particularly cool. I think Anito would be cool. Especially over, like, the Tibia Mariner in Crew. I think that's one of the worst bosses in Night Rain. Dark Souls 2. Yeah, so Dark Souls 1, I think ONS would be the best option to put in there. For Dark Souls 2, I don't know, really. there, there are a lot of them I'd like to see. Ivory King would be really awesome. Ava or Levenzalin is my favorite Dark Souls 2 boss. I think that'd be really cool to see in there. I don't know. Sanctuary Guardian and Artorias would be awesome. Just all the Dark Souls 1 DLC fights. Sanctuary Guardian is my favorite Dark Souls 1 boss. Oh, what is he doing? He just did the Ornstein thing. Oh. I love how Bior is still fighting the dragon down there. Ouch. Health is probably a little bit more important now. This isn't difficult. Just gotta, like, try a little bit, unfortunately. Not particularly a win button in this fight, but pretty close. I don't know, I think I would like Pontiff more in Night Rain than I do in Dark Souls 3. I think that's a good one. But I also don't like Pontiff very much. I actually think that what's it called? The God Eater. Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. I think he would work really well in Night Rain as well. Sin could be fun. I mean, I don't even think you would need that many reworks, because, like, you already hit his head to do less durability damage. Like, if it just made it do more damage, even with how much he can fly around. I think Maneater would also be better in Night Rain than he is in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, I also just really do not like Pontiff. Firestorm. I assume he's not particularly resistant to fire. Okay, well. Flame Toss isn't the best fire spell anyway. Andre would be the hardest boss because you'd feel bad killing him. Yeah, Artorias versus Artorias. Ariel is just a reskinned Old King Alon. I mean, hey, Alon would also be cool. I think having puzzle bosses in Night Rain would be really cool. And I think that, like, Adjudicator would be a really fitting puzzle boss for Night Rain, for instance. I don't know. Yeah, Pontiff prior to transgender Pontiff. Rolana is just Pontiff phase 3. Yeah, thoughts on the build? I think it was really fun. Kind of unique to what I am used to using. Flame Toss is extremely underwhelming. I think I would have liked this a lot more if I had actually gotten Ignite. But, I mean, Firestorm kind of trivialized all the bosses, which I'm not complaining about. I don't know, really fun run. He's very, very powerful if you have enough mana to sustain the amount that Firestorm takes. I would love a bit of Chaos in Night Rain. Like, unironically, I think that would be so much fun. Anyway, so tomorrow, again, I'm going to be streaming Dark Souls 1, the Gwendolyn playthrough, at 3 p.m. PST. So, hope you're there. Hope you want to be there, at least. You can join the Discord to get notified for that, if you want the notification roll. Yeah. I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And